Hey there guys, what is going on? Gil right here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And today's video is going to be going over Hero Festa units and how they can improve upon this current system. Now, of course, we've had this Hero Festa gacha for about 4 to 5 days, and a lot of people have summoned on it, and a lot of people have actually had really good luck on the banner. I think outside of one person who I know has only gotten the fifth pull guaranteed, and that's it. Like, all 4 steps, they've only gotten the 5th pull and guaranteed. Everybody else has managed to at least get like one of the units MLB and the other unit at least once. And if not that, they have at least gotten the unit in to up to +4, and then maybe the other unit like +1 or +2, which that can be an issue, and we'll come on to it in just a second. But overall, this banner has actually provided a lot of players some really good luck. So personally, to me, I don't think the banner needs to be changed at this point in time. At least personally to me, I don't think it needs to be changed. A lot of people have had extremely good luck with the double gacha rates, even if it is fake double rates, which I'll come on to later on in the video as well. And overall, just in general, with the way the system is designed, I think this is well designed overall. So far, so good. But there are things that needed to be addressed and things that need to potentially be changed for the future. And I want to come on to that in just a moment. But of course, if you guys going to enjoy this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. How did you guys fare in the Hero Festa gacha, and how would you change things? You might have been able to use the units, you might have not been able to use the units for one reason or another, right? And I want to know how you guys fared in this system so far. How are you guys dealing with it? Do you guys see any improvements that can be made? Anything they need to make sure they take care of for the future Hero Festa gachas? Let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, let's start off with my first point, right? And I want to address the point where I said some people will get +4s and some people will get like +3s at most, right? Now that can be an issue. That can be a very big issue. In my personal opinion, right now the Hero Festa gachas need to at least get to +3, in my personal opinion. And the reason why I say they need to get at least to +3 is because of one factor and one factor only. If we look at my, let's see if I can sort to my bell, the one that I have, the +5 bell I have, right? I've been very lucky to be able to pull this guy to +5, but obviously, the new thing that with these Hero Festa adventures is that they get upgrades and unlocks to their skill as you dupe them out. So at +1, you can unlock a passive of theirs, 10% HP regen per turn. At +3, you can upgrade their first skill. Both Astreus and Bell have this, where their first skill is upgraded to another degree where they can start getting like maybe an extra 20% buffs. Basically, I think for Bell it's like instead of 100% light attack damage, it's now 120%, and instead of agility and penetration rate 60%, it's 70%. So there are upgrades that you can get that can make a difference, especially if you go into modes like war games and even Record Buster, right? So there's that. And then at +5, you also get another passive unlocked, which increases his critical damage. So it's obviously very important to at least try and get these units to +3, in my personal opinion, so that you can get this upgrade skill, which is the most important one out of all the passive and skill upgrades, in my personal opinion, right? So there is that. But what if you really need to get to +5? Maybe in the future there is a Hero Festa adventure that needs to get to +5, right? And his skill upgrade, or their skill upgrade, I should say, because it could be a female character, it could be a new Haruhime, it could be a new Eyes, who knows, right? But their skill upgrade could be at +5. Then what? You're stuck at +3 or +4 and you need to upgrade it. The only way you can do it is either by summoning, or, well, there is an alternative. And the thing is, you could summon, but then at a certain point it's no longer guaranteed, right? Beyond step 20, it's no longer guaranteed. You're gonna have to rely on overpulling and hoping that you can get a little bit lucky on the double rates, right? That's one thing. But the other way to do it, and the other way to potentially get I didn't mean to go to the arena, I meant to go to the shop. The only other way you can potentially get limit breaking dupes is through the special exchange and brave stones. Now the thing with brave stones is, I have 0 right now, you guys can't see it, my face is covering it, but the thing is, in order to get these brave stones to exchange for these hero bonds, is you need to sell dupes, and each dupe you sell of a Hero Festa gacha unit, it's 10, and you need 100. So that means you need to sell 10 copies. And hey, mind you, this is only for Hero Bond Adventure. At a point, they will add Hero Bond Assist. It's already in the files. We already have the image for the Hero Bond Assist in the files. The thing is, that will be 150. If we have any previous iterations to go by, gnome tickets, it's 1000 for star bonds, 1500 for assist star bonds. And then if you look at even the Saros and Dolp shop, it's 100 from Prism Bond Adventures and 150 for Prism Bond Assist. They are 100% going to make these assist hero bonds 150. That's a very, very, very expensive affair, in my personal opinion. And I think that's not right at this point in time. Early days, it's okay because sure, not many people are going to really care about it. But the thing is, as you start releasing more and more Hero Festas and you try and keep up with the meta, especially for war games or Record Buster, you're going to want to need these hero bonds to be able to, you know, upgrade your units, especially if they're like needing to be at +5, right? That's a very, very important thing. And you best believe assists, when they do come out, the Hero Festa assists, you're gonna want them to be at, you know, you're gonna want them to be at +5. There's no other option there, right? Especially if the way they design them, the +5 is the strongest effect for them. You're gonna want them to be at +5, and that's an issue. That is a very, very big issue. So this, in my personal opinion, is a very, very expensive affair. So how would I change this, right? How would I change this? In my personal opinion, each multi you do should give you a Bravestone. Personally, one Bravestone. It doesn't have to be more than that. It can be only one Bravestone, because what that means is you get 20 per banner. And that would be fantastic. If you max out the banner, you get 20. And if you overpull, you get an extra 1, right? In my opinion, that would be the effective way of like sparking a unit, and like how you do it for Dragalia, Grand Blue Fantasy, and such, right? It's very similar to that. And in my personal opinion, that would work extremely well. You get 20 Bravestone, the 5th banner comes around, you can get a Hero Bond Adventure. And if you do it for like, say, I think it would be 30 multi, you'd have to wait until the 7th or 8th banner to be able to get the Hero Bond Assist, basically, right? I think that's fine. Personally, I don't see a real issue in that. I think that would be more than fine even, because that way you're at least getting some value back from summoning. Even if you get very, very bad summons, at least there's some value coming back. And then also, it's not too cheap to the point where it's an easy affair for everybody to just max out their units, right? It doesn't become an easy affair. In my personal opinion, one Bravestone per multi would be valuable as hell. It would be so valuable. It really would make life a lot easier. And inevitably, it would also be the equivalent of sparking. If you keep going multi, it requires you to basically do 100 multis effectively, right? That's what I'm coming to. But in my personal opinion, it really doesn't matter too much, in all honesty. I think it's still a cheap way of going about it. And the fact that you're anyways guaranteed Hero Festas as well right now says a lot, in my personal opinion, because the fact that they already guarantee you Hero Festas is good. It's just that in order to max them out, it needs to be a little bit more time. And not to mention, inevitably, once we start getting these Hero Festas back, like for me personally, let's say in the next banner, I managed to pull Bell, for example, right? Next time we get a new Hero Festa gacha, I managed to pull Bell. Well, I can sell Bell and I'll get a free 10 Braver Stone there. So inevitably, it should become very, very easy for players to be able to get hero bonds, in my personal opinion. That should make life so much more easier. But I do believe there is another method that they should incorporate, because right now, outside of collaborations and other major celebrations, I don't see a reason for you to summon on time limited units, in all honesty. I think the best thing you should do is save up for Hero Festa gachas, and that's it, right? But say that happens, right, where you only summon on Hero Festa gachas, which I implore people to do. The value of gnome tickets has considerably gone down, honestly. At one point, gnome tickets were unbelievably valuable for so many players, but now, because of the introduction of Hero Festa gacha and the Hero Festa gacha units, I don't think the value of these gnome tickets are there anymore. What they can do with these gnome tickets is, in my personal opinion, introduce the hero bonds in here. Make them more expensive than star bonds, but put them in here because they'll still be valuable. In fact, I would say gnome tickets would become even more valuable. You wouldn't want to spend on star bonds. You wouldn't ever spend on these gacha tickets. You never would anyways. You never should. But you would rarely spend on the star bonds because you're saving up for the Hero Festa bonds instead. Make them valued at, like, say, maybe the Hero Bond Adventure can be 1500 or 2000, and the assist one can be 2000 or 2500. If they really want to make it more expensive, they can go for the latter numbers I suggested for both bonds. But put them in here, and they would become so much more valuable, in my personal opinion. That would make life so much easier for so many players, right? So to me, I think that's one thing that they can do, right? And it would make things a lot easier again for players. It would just mean that they would have to save up a little bit more. It would mean that they would have to care for their resources a little bit more, but it would make still this whole system a lot cheaper than what it is currently, in my personal opinion. I think that's one thing that they can do. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is Hero Festas in general. Why do I love them so much? In the sense of, like, why do I feel so hype over them, even though they have these flaws of potentially being very expensive, you know, no free way to basically dupe them and stuff like that? Why do I feel so hype about them? Well, the thing is, the beauty of Hero Festa gacha units is that they give that premium feel. If you look at other games, right? Let's look at Dokkan Battle. You've got your Dokkan Fest. They've just announced Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo to come to the game, right? In Dokkan Battle. And it's dropping at the end of this month on both Global and JP, which means it's a simultaneous release for the for one of the rarer times we get a simultaneous release for Dokkan Battle releases, right? The fact that they're Dokkan Fest and not just any random normal banner unit is so amazing. Obviously, it has become a normality now for Dokkan to make them Dokkan Fests, but the thing is, the other thing that makes them even more premium and makes us even more hype is the fact that they're Dokkan Fest LRs and not just TORs. So Dokkan has a way to make things feel premium and make things feel even more hype than they should be, probably. Like, we would have even been hyped no matter what, because Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo, new characters or new transformations that came out in the latest movie, and they are here, right? They're here, and even if they were TORs, everybody would have summoned on them. But the fact that they're LRs is even more hype, right? And if you look at even Legends, Dragon Ball Legends, it's the same thing with Legends limited units. The fact that you can see their amazing animation of them, you know, having a special finishing attack, or even Ultra units with their amazing intro animations, right? Then you look at games like even Dragalia Lost, or the X-Dragalia Lost, I should say. And then, of course, Grand Blue Fantasy, where we have Gala units who are very powerful in their own right and have a premium feel to them. That's the thing why I'm saying, and that's the reason why I feel the way I feel about these Hero Festa gacha units. They give that premium feel, and the fact that a lot of players have managed to come out extremely lucky through this banner is saying a lot. Of course, the fact that they made it very easy to pull for these units, in my personal opinion. But I also believe they've made them super nice to use, the accented borders, the additional effects that they get from their status panels, the animations that they can get from +5. It just gives a premium feeling, and the fact that it is from one of the most iconic moments in Danmachi, Bell versus Astreus, is another reason why I believe that this is such an important thing. And I think the fact that they have this premium feel is very, very important. Now, to get to the point I want to say about what they should do with this banner is make it still feel premium. And the way to make it feel premium is releasing it every 2 to 3 months rather than every month. If you release this banner every single month, it loses out on that premium feel because it becomes a normal banner, right? At that point, you're releasing a normal event banner every single month, which doesn't make sense. In my personal opinion, having it every 2 to 3 months is more than enough. I don't think it needs to be any more or any less than that. I don't want the next Hero Festa gacha to be in 6 months from now during anniversary. I don't want that. I don't want it to also be something where it releases next month with Astrea Record, right? Because we're going to be getting the Astrea Record rerun. I have a gut feeling we are going to get a Zord and Althea Hero Festa, but I do think it'll be in like Feb instead. Which means there is a 2-month gap from now till then, right? There is also a possibility that we could get a singular Hero Festa gacha with the final episode of the anime release, right? That is also a possibility. So the thing is, there are ways and places they can put these Hero Festa gacha units, but they need to be smart about it. They need to be very, very smart about it, because one, they have to realize that not every player is able to get to King 1 top 500 Record Buster like I can, and get like 700 iris per week basically, in order to be able to effectively pull on these banners every 2 months maybe, and maybe 1.5 months. But other players can't. Other players only get to Battle Princess 3 and maybe top 5,000 Record Buster, which is 400 iris each a piece, roughly, and you only get like 1,600 iris in total for the month, which means you're only going to be able to do one rotation off the banner rather than all 4 rotations if it were to happen every month. So that's something that I would say that they need to make sure that they be careful about, is make it so that it's 3 months long. Keep it 3 months wide, and that's it. And I think that that's my only issue right now with the game, and my only concern is the way they'll spread out these Hero Festa gachas. I don't know how long they're gonna be apart, but they need to make sure it's no more than 3 months and no less than 2 months, in my personal opinion. I think 2 to 3 months is an okay-ish gap. I do believe it'll be fine for most players to be able to get to that point. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys have other thoughts and other ideas as to what they should do. Maybe let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, of course. But I think that's about it. Those are my 2 major points I wanted to talk about, the way they need to change these systems, because I think the rest of the banner is fantastic. I don't think there's any thing I need to, obviously, a video without Gale Riot forgetting to do not disturb. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen, okay? But I don't believe there is anything here that needs to be changed outside of the 2 things I mentioned. One, a freer way of getting free dupes for these units, and the scheduling. Those are the 2 things I'm most worried about, and that's about it. If they manage to address that very well, I'm more than fine with this banner. I'm more than fine with this banner. Let me know your concerns in the comment section down below. Maybe you guys have some other concerns that they can probably address. I'm curious to see them as well, because personally those are my only 2 main addresses. So I'm curious to see what you guys have to say down below. Of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.